kinds of type of Navara. Navara came a bit later, so that we can see this prototype of Navara ring. They start using it because they believe in 9 numbers. It's related to Buddhism and like that. So it's a 9 gemstone start to use at that time. And also we see the use of emerald. This ruby is from Burma, so there's no doubt that it's a local product. But here the use of emerald, we don't have emeralds in Burma, so it shows that they have a foreign trade since that time, gems trading, emerald gems trading at that time. And the use of orthogonal settings in this typical Mon style, we also can observe this in the Zedi, Mon temple, Mon Zedis, early time, and also they use a lot of orthogonal shapes, so many designs. Here we can see it's quite different, and also the vessels are they're kinds of fashion. The rings are kinds of a vessel, like a pot. And here we can see this gold vessel. Here we can see it's more like they are rare regalia. So it's floral motif, floral patterns. They decorated on it. Side, the lotus motifs here, it's similar to the Mekya in Upper Meridian Mandalay. Actually, it's in the Jakse area. Mekya is after the fall of Afghan. The Mekya was the capital there. So we often compare it's a contemporary period in those 14th century period. Can compare with these token motifs. Here is the comparison with the Abraham motif. Oh, sorry, it should be a Mekya. So this is the gemstone that I was talking about. The star insides, star designs that on the gemstone. So sorry, my computer is it's come out something wrong. And the Handaudigo beads is using the chasing Arabusi techniques. They used to hold the gold beads with the embossed design. And here we can see with these really intricate designs, they use, because Handaudigo period, I believe, is like a high, really the peak of the culture, the fashion design things at the time. So they use the intricate designs here. And as well as we can see the use of gold filigree work. Here they use the pattern here, and here they use these kinds of flower patterns using by filigree work, and slightly. But to compare in these two periods, the early Mon and Handaudigo. So we can early Mon they use a lot of granulation and filigree work. In Handaudigo they use chasing Arabusi. And the early Mon, they used stellar shape, semicircular, and Handaudigo, they used a circular with notes on it at the back of the ring. And the symbols, they use the sea rings, and it's more like creative and unique designs at Handaudigo with their skull contact in the Handaudigo jewelry. So, okay, so I like to before I conclude, I like to say that the emergence of pure culture, like the pre-pure things, influenced from the north, and about those periods, 700 BC, 280, we can see those a lot of Tian culture-related bronze stuffs, and what we found is the Mongol in the middle of central Myanmar, and the early pure period we found from the Indian influences. So these two cultures mix to become like the distinct pure culture. That's what I believe it. And so my conclusion is like early morning in the first millennium, the culture and motifs and the culture travel is outward to other regions. Trade route or religious missions, because it's going out. They are like was really a peak of its culture at that time, and it was flourished because for business living like that. So the culture inwards in the Handaudigo period, and the early first millennium, and the culture was
you very much, Terrence. We have time for a few questions. Yes, Pat?
Were they found in archaeological sites or temples? Were they in deposits of stupas, or you never mentioned?
The question was on the rings, where they were found.
There's things that the archaeological sites is rarely, we rarely get those kind of ornament things, and that's what we have to see from the actually we go through the villages, and then more like a surface find. Those pieces are like a surface find, so it's hard to get an archaeological context. But the thing is that we have to compare with these kinds of comparison study, the shape study, and the sites itself, because those rings are from those ancient sites. For instance, like from the Jakarta sites, it means like around that area we found these kind of pieces, and you also can see that the stylistic is quite different from the modern days, you know, and those kind of comparison study.
How about the gold nuggets and flowers? Were they used in deposits in stupa?
Yeah, probably they all use in the stupa because they are those kind of jewelry stuffs are like the tradition to do, you know, these kind of things usually they put in their what you call that, stupas. Yeah, stupa deposits. It's kinds of a Buddhist tradition, but here, on the other hand, there's a lot of in Burma. Mostly, the thing is that we found a lot of these when they are doing their cultivation, and then mostly surface find.
Yeah, one more question, Elizabeth.
Actually, it was just to add a comment.
Yeah, if that one works, yeah, that's right.
Which would be that I think if you took the whole corpus of archaeological excavations within Myanmar, that the amount of precious metals and rings that one would find would be very, very small, if not nil, because it's well known that many of these metals would be highly valued for their medicinal and precious properties. So those that have not been melted down indeed would come through what we could politely call informal villager acquisitions. And I think the corpus that Tana's assembled is a viable one. No, I don't think any of it comes from an archaeological context, but I'm afraid I don't think none of the precious things, even within the Samoan bronze culture. The archaeology department has excavated a high number of sites, but none of the most highly valued ritual objects in bronzes either come from an archaeological context. So sadly, and I think Union Han would agree, sadly, no, the context is not in situ archaeological, but it is about.
I think I saw some gold dice that were found in excavated in Beitano. Is that one of the exception? Yeah, you showed me Umyao, excavated gold dice in situ in Beitano. But those would be the very big exceptions. Okay. Okay, if there are no further questions, let me one more reminder about cell phones. Sir? Yeah.
I just wanted to ask about, do we have any idea about where the gold come from, especially during the early period?
Where does what come from? The gold itself?
Oh, the whole bone is